Once you have your sustainability strategy in place, your KPIs in place, and there is performance happening, sustainability governance then takes a lot of importance. You necessarily need to have a control mechanism to ensure that the work that is happening is in line with the strategy and that the strategy is impactful. So sustainability governance is the next and the final major step that you need to take towards an effective sustainability practice. So what does sustainability governance actually encompass? There are three things that contribute to an effective sustainability governance. One, strategy. Second, compliance. And third, performance. You get your hand on these three and are able to regulate that, you have an effective control mechanism which can meet the requirement of any investor, regulator or an ESG rating company. Let's start with the first. Sustainability governance, the first parameter is strategy. Now, when you are devising this strategy, it is important to understand a few things. Strategy is something which is understood very well at the top echelons of the company. But the effectiveness of the strategy will depend on how the last person in your company understands it and sees the relevance of his role to that strategy. So we normally take the balanced scorecard approach towards strategy building using the strategy map tool. Now when you're building the strategy, always link it to the overall financial growth of the company, the financial target of the company, like you will see in the example which is available in your module. Every function in an organization exists for a purpose and it has an impact either on the top line or on the bottom line or both. There is no function that exists which does not have an impact on either of these two. Sustainability, if it does not link up either with the top line or with the bottom line or both, eventually will not exist. Hence, when you're starting with your strategy, start with the company's objective. Like in the example, you will see that the company's financial objective is to achieve a 12% CAGR. It's a financial measure, it could be anything, it could even be EBITDA. The next question that you need to ask is how sustainability can enable the company to reach that goal. Like you can see in the example, to achieve 12% EBITDA, sustainability can contribute in 4 ways, as identified in the example. Build an environment-friendly brand, reduce and eliminate compliances, challenges, and non-compliance to all environmental current laws and upcoming laws. Maybe look at building a sustainable product line for the company, opportunities for recycling. If these are achieved, sustainability would contribute towards that 12% CAGR. To achieve all of this, the company needs to undertake multiple activities. And like in the example we have shown, the company aims to be carbon neutral by the year 2023. To do that, the company has selected certain initiatives like converting their current procurement process and making it completely green by the year 2027, by the year 2027. Now this would involve all those details which are written in the sub-initiative activities on what all steps that need to be taken. Also, GHG emissions, GHG1, GHG2 and GHG3 as its KPI. And every year, by the year 2027, they have taken a target to reduce it by 20%. And the progress is shown year on year. The progress is shown in two parts. One is the impact on the company's P&L, and second is the impact on the environment. This is how you are linking up your strategy to the company objective and translating it down. So for all the KPIs, the respective departments get it in their performance appraisal KPIs. And that's how individuals within the organization is linked to the strategy of the company. The second part, compliance. When you have a plethora of compliances that you need to comply with, sustainability is actually a small part of the whole thing. The best part is these compliances are not indefinite, they are defined. Board of directors normally prefer to have a dashboard on the compliances so that they can ensure that the company is filing its returns on time and that they are meeting the requirements continually. And third and the most important part is performance. How is the company performing? And this can be controlled through the KPIs, which is there as an example in your module. Because KPIs are completely number driven and it has everything that it needs. The KPI, the target, the performance year on year, and where these data are coming from and how they are manipulated is there in the supporting, in the data framework. Monitoring of KPIs become easier. Thereby monitoring and understanding the performance of the company becomes easier. This is the three key importance of sustainability governance. Strategy, which is ingrained, starts from the financial objective of the company and integrates the risks that environment, social and governance factors pose to the company. And then it talks about mitigation strategies. Second, compliance to all environmental laws and ESG laws, current and forthcoming. Third, monitoring the impact and the implementation throughout the organization through your KPIs, which is integrated with the company's performance appraisal system. If you're able to get these three things in place, the governance of ESG is done. It will be completely transparent, number driven and verifiable by anyone. And trust me, this approach will meet at least 70-80% of the requirement of various regulators, various investors whose requirement may differ. But remember one thing, they are all assessing the same thing, which is your ESG practice. So the variations are not more than 10-20%. An approach like this will meet 70-80% of the requirement. At the same time, allows you to focus on impact, because sustainability is planned at the board level, CEO and above, but is assessed at impact level. Thereby it implies that you necessarily need to have your employees practicing it. And your control on the practice is critical for its success.